Hi, I'm Tyler Kettle. This is another reading of In Space, No One Can Hear You Clean. When this, Matt is in his capsule and he's about to get some visitors. December 23rd, 2030. I awoke to muffled talking coming from down the hallway. Matt, are you awake? Marcus knocked lightly on the door. Yeah, is someone coming? I replied. I could hear the chatter getting closer and louder. Yes, it's Steve, Luke, and Kate. Marcus's metallic body shifted slightly, like he was trying to get up. What could they want? I wondered, as I moved away from the door and stared at the drops of vomit and half-digested pills in the air. No time to clean up. I just feel like this isn't someone sounding like Kate said, but I couldn't make out everything that she was saying. I should add that this is against Chapter 11, Paragraph 11, Section 12 of the Handbook. We're not supposed to do, Luke's timid voice mentioned. Cramming you to. Steve interrupted Luke as it sounded like he was a few steps away. Get out of the way, Marcus, Steve ordered. What do you want with Matt? Marcus asked, his tone coated in nervousness. I could hear him rubbing his hands together. It sounded like scraping metal. None of your business, you idiotic robot, Steve replied. Marcus, it's fine. I moved towards the door, resting my hands on the frame. Okay, Marcus replied as he cleared the doorway. Many sounds of scraping metal and the high-pitched sounding movements of robotic joints. Then the door was open and I saw Steve standing there. Luke and Kay were behind him as Marcus was standing a little bit off to the side. Hey, champ, I need you for a special mission. Steve smiled at me. Immediately, something felt off about his expression. His unnatural smile was too wide and stretched out. What was he up to? The smile ran away from his face as he saw the state of the capsule. Jesus, kid, what happened here? He asked, scrunching his eyes, nose, and mouth in disgust. I don't want to explain it. What is this mission? I slowly inched out the door. Come along, you'll see. Steve gestured down the hallway, his fake smile returning to his face, this time with more teeth. Looking between Steve, Kate, and Luke, something was up. While Steve was staring at me and smiling, Kate and Luke kept avoiding my gaze. No, I think I'm good. I moved back into the capsule. If you don't want to get out of there, I'll lock you back in there for the rest of the trip. Steve's smile quickly disappeared. His nose flared and there was a hard look in his eyes. It felt like I was staring at a bull. Tell me what the special mission is. I folded my arms across my chest, directly meeting Steve's gaze. I'll tell you when we get there, he said with harsh, short words. No more Mr. Nice Guy, I guess. No, tell me now. And if it's a locked toilet, you can do that yourself. I kept my arms folded, scooted farther back into the capsule. It's not a blocked toilet. Fuck, we don't have time for this. Without warning, Steve darted at me and grabbed me by the collar. He pulled me out of the capsule and into the hallway. I raised my arms to fight him off while looking to others. Are any of you going to fucking help me? I yelled as Luke and Kate looked away, and Marcus inched forward slowly. Captain Steve, honey, I don't believe this is right, Marcus offered. Shut the fuck up, you fucking malfunctioning robot. Steve kept me in a tight grip. I tried to throw a punch, but a lack of gravity slowed my fist. Suddenly, I saw Steve pull a thin black device with two barbs on top from his back pocket. I attempted to throw another punch in desperation as Steve plunged the device into my side. A shock flowed through my body. My muscles went dead. My vision became blurry and out of focus. Even my mind felt slower and heavy, like there was a pool of mud up there, coating every thought. What are I tried to speak but failed to get any words out. Steve looked at me, motionless. What are you doing? Marcus yelled and moved towards me. Control that robot, Steve ordered. Without hesitation, Luke and Kate grabbed Marcus. Steve, I have to agree. What are you doing? Kate asked, holding on to Marcus. I don't believe this is in the rulebook. Luke added, shut it, you two. Steve barely glanced at the moving order Marcus. The effects of the device still hung on me, focusing me to focus harder to hear what was said. When we get back to Earth, we're going to the shop. Maybe they'll figure out what's wrong with you and strip you out. Or, they'll throw you in the garbage. I really couldn't give a shit. Steve turned away and moved over to me. He stopped before me, holding a black device in his hands. Not liking how you feel right now, eh? Steve gave me a slight smile, tinged with evil. And CSA gives these tasers to captains like myself for crew member control. For use in emergencies, they tell us. Well, the only thing they leave it up to us to find what emergency is. Steve smiled, got out of the lighter. Well, actually, according to the rulebook, Luke interrupted. Told you to shut it. Steve yelled at Luke before staring back at me. Time to go. We're already far behind. Steve grabbed me and hoisted me in the air. Powerless, I can do nothing else but allow myself to be taken. As we went down the hallways in silence, I could see Marcus in Kate and Luke's hands. He was silent and slumped over. He looked defeated. Where are we going? I asked, desperately trying to get the words out. Steve didn't even respond as he kept carrying me down the hallways. Before long, we rounded a corner and walked into a desolate corridor. There was an open door ahead, and suddenly I knew where we were going. Steve brought me through the door into the storage area. Luke and Kate followed along with Marcus. My vision was starting to get a little less blurry, and my mind didn't feel as cloudy. Thus, I was able to look around me. It was a large room in comparison to other parts of the ship. Large boxes and pallets filled with extra supplies were secured throughout the storage area. There was a metal door in the wall along one side of the room. A large rocket-shaped machine was placed before it, seemingly pointed at the door. Cables ran from the device and various lights dotted the machine. The steering wheel and a tablet were screwed onto the top of it. Steve brought me closer as I remembered seeing the machine at different stages. I recalled seeing Luke and Kate working on it. Whenever I came into the storage area, they never told me anything about it. But I know this device is what we're supposed to send into a corrupted supernova. It's like our MacGuffin, except this is real life. As I was pulled closer, I could see that the tablet screen said no operating system. Aren't you going to tell me what you need me to do? I asked, or I was starting to get some idea. Steve tossed me aside and I lightly bumped into the machine. I watched as Steve took my spacesuit, which was hanging on the wall, and shoved it in my hands. Put this on. You're going for a ride, Steve told me. I looked down at the suit in my hands. What if I say no? I asked, as my mind and body seemed to be turning to normal. If you don't, Steve leaned down to me and turned on the taser, causing the end of it to spark. I got shocked again. Then we'll have to put our suit on. But either way, you're going on the machine. Steve stepped away. Why? I asked. Why? Because we did is configure our basic navigation system. And look, here we are, about to complete the mission, and the machine won't work. Steve stared at me. Unless someone drives it in. He smiled at me. I looked at the suit in my hands and started putting it on.